and
We're
cool
talking
looking.
missing teeth. We're talking Gandalf beards.
Yeah.
Simon, I want to ask you, how did you pick the Middle Ages as like that's going to be your new repository for comedy for this season?
Well, I've always been obsessed with the Middle Ages. It's just a just amazing time in history because it's totally doomed in every possible way. Everyone is in a terrible situation, and yet somehow we came through on the other side and survived. So I thought it would be potentially a good setting to set a story, because you could start from a place of abject misery and hopefully take the characters on a journey where by the end there was some kind of redemption.
It sounds like a story for our times.
Yeah, and that was sort of the fun part of the process, was trying to find parallels between our contemporary situation and this distant time in the past, and it was surprisingly easy at times.
So how much research did you do for, because obviously this is ultimately for laughs, but at the same time in terms of grounding it in what the world was really like then?
We did a lot of research, and then we promptly just ignored almost all of it. We basically read medieval history for inspiration, for ideas, as a launching off point creatively. But yeah, it's definitely not the most historically accurate depiction of 13th century Europe that you'll see on television.
As actors, did you just go by the script? Was that like whatever he says goes?
Yes.
Pretty much, yeah.
Zero research.
Absolutely none.
I researched places to eat in Prague.
Yeah.
Is that where you guys shot?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We shot at the Barrendorf Studios.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was kind of nice to go to the same location each day, and the set was amazing, and the crew was fantastic. Yeah, it was
great
really
crew,
fun.
great
Yeah.
Czech crew.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about the crew. I mean, I know Prague is now a big headquarters for a lot of production, so they have a pretty good crew base. But it's like, who were the people that you really relied on in that circumstance?
Well, Steve directed an episode, so you could probably speak to it. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, well, we had an amazing costume designer and production designer and the whole AD crew. I mean, we brought in some, but they all mixed really, really well. And I think it was fun for them because they don't usually get to work on a comedy, the Czech crews. I think it was like a lot of them, it was like their
they
first
kept
time.
repeating it.
Yeah.
Because they're used to doing medieval stuff, but never in a comedy sense. So they were just like, this is so much fun. Yeah.
So how did the Prague location help you guys in terms of the production? Like in terms of is it just like a white box studio, or are you able to actually use any of the surroundings for it as well?
It was a combination of existing sets and some local parks, but we had a great shooting experience there. We were able to find everything we needed, and it was only occasionally freezing.
Yeah. And we had some extraordinary extras
Yes.
who really were of a time. It was
Yeah,
hard to imagine them in today, in the modern world.
Yeah.
They were so interesting and
We're
cool
talking
looking.
missing teeth. We're talking Gandalf beards.
Yeah.
We're talking they didn't speak English.
Yeah.
And they just were great. Yeah. And we had a great translator, so anytime anyone didn't speak English, this person just effortlessly translated to everyone there, like what the director had said and all that stuff. So it's really easy.
And then the other great thing is, because we were so close to England, we had access to really fantastic UK talent. And so people like Peter Serafinovitz and Jamie Demetriou, we were able to bring in for significant roles, because they could just fly in for a couple days and then go back home. So that was a huge, huge advantage.
So, Steve, I have a question for you. It's like, I believe the first time you came to Sundance was when it was USA Film Festival in 1986 for Parting Glances.
I don't think I was here.
Really? You didn't come for it? Because the film was
No.
here.
The film was here.
Yeah.
But, but I
So what was
don't remember being here. Doesn't mean I
Sounds like
wasn't
you,
here.
yeah.
Doesn't mean I wasn't here.
Well,
The
so what
first
was
time I really remember it was coming for Reservoir Dogs and In the Soup. I had two
Right.
films here. And In the Soup by Alexander Rockwell actually won the Grand Jury Prize. And the first acting award was given to Seymour Cassell, who's in the film. So it was an exciting year.
How do you feel about the changes for what Sundance has gone through. I mean, obviously Sundance bears physically very little resemblance to what it was then, and even what you're here for now, you're here for, a great TV show, which is a fairly new addition to the festival. I mean, that wasn't a thing 5 years ago at all. So how do you regard that transition?
It's all good. No, we're all here to promote the things that we like, and that it's good to have this much work and to have it celebrated and to come to one place where, I wish I could stay and see some movies. I mean, it used to be fun to come here to see movies. Now I do press all day. I'm not saying that's not fun too, but
I don't take it personally.
Yeah.